PC fam, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Chill with Chill. It is Saturday, November 15th, and we are about a month, give or take, into the NBA season, y'all. And we are here to do nothing but great basketball talk. That's what we do here on Chill with Chill every time you see us. So, nothing new. Chill, what's going on?
It's Saturday. You know what it is. I get hype about Saturday shows, Ox. I don't know what it is about Saturday shows, but I get hype about them. I'm ready to rock and roll today. Let's do it.
No doubt. I will be sending the link into the chat, so y'all make sure to click that link. Don't be shy. Click that link as soon as you see it. Get in the lobby. We'll pull you up and we'll talk ball with you as well. If you got some hot takes you want to talk about, come on up. If you disagree with something you heard, if you disagree with anything that you heard maybe during the week on the panel, on Chill with Chill, on Playback, come on, holla at us. Bring the ruckus. Or we can just talk about it. No big deal. Today, as you've seen from the title, we are going to be talking about the Detroit Pistons. They've had a super hot start to the season. I believe Penn even dropped a stat to us yesterday that this is the longest win streak they've had since 2008. So we would definitely be talking about your Detroit Pistons and Detroit basketball, y'all. Shout out to them. Chill, we have some news that's not as great. Willie Green looks like the New Orleans Pelicans are gonna let him go. Chill. Is that the right move for New Orleans? Has Willie Green been the problem down in the Bayou?
Unfortunately, heads got to roll, but I don't think so. I think it's been a combination of some guys just not working out, guys being injured. Last season, he had Zion at the one, and it was working. With Zion being at the one, he got downhill. Zion was able to get to the rim. Zion opened up their offense way more than in the past. I thought that they did a good job of incorporating not just him, but I thought that they did a good job of incorporating Messi in the offense. It didn't help that DeJounte Murray tore up his Achilles. So that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the plans that he had throughout the course of the season. But Trey Murphy hasn't really panned out to what we want Trey Murphy to be. I mean, they're at the bottom of the league. If I'm looking at what the New Orleans Pelicans are, I mean, they're at the bottom of the league in almost everything, in twos, in 3-point attempts, at the rim. They can't really stop anybody. They're giving up almost 22 points a game in assists. I mean, they're not a very good team. And I think that has something to do with Willie Green, but I don't think it has everything to do with Willie Green. Zion being hurt, Brandon Ingram also being hurt, with DeJounte Murray tearing up his Achilles and not being in the lineup. He really wasn't able to get the maximum effort out of all of his guys. Then Herb Jones got hurt. He missed Herb Jones for almost the whole season last year. So that didn't help. So unfortunately, there has to be, somebody that's held accountable for this. But I felt like Willie Green had done as good a job as he could possibly do with what he had, even though, he didn't really have much. I mean, I don't know if there's any coach that could have won with what he had. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get a chance to see this kid Fears pan out. I really like their young talent, but unfortunately, Willie Green is the scapegoat here.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
If I'm Willie Green, I'm asking, like, who do you think I am?
Right.
Like, who am I supposed to be? You think I can win with this?
No. Nobody could have won with that. I mean, he got a bunch of kids down there. This kid Fears is a rookie. This kid Queen is a rookie. Trey Murphy isn't really panning out to what I expected him to be. They were the most effective when he had Zion at the lead guard, and Zion was getting downhill and getting everybody else involved in the game. Now, the fact that guys like Messi and guys like Trey Murphy aren't developing as fast as he would like, I mean, I don't think that that's a him thing more than it is. It's just not working out. But to your point, Ox, I didn't really have much to work with. And I think that I think people look at these coaches and they expect them to be miracle workers with a lot of this stuff. And when I lose Zion, when I lose Herb Jones, when I lose Herb Jones, when I lose Zion, when I lose, DeJounte Murray, when I lose all of these guys, it's really difficult to win, especially in the Western Conference, which is stacked, right? So it's unfortunate that he is the scapegoat here, but I think Willie Green's a damn good coach. And I think that we see when coaches get talent around them, I mean, how productive they can be, right? Because Willie Green did, for all intents and purposes, I mean, he did when he had those guys, like they were on their way to the playoffs before Zion got hurt. They were in a play-in tournament against the Lakers before Zion got hurt. I mean, that it happens, man. And unfortunately, I mean, Willie Green is a good coach, and I think he'll get another job really soon.
Yeah, I think he should. I would like to see what Willie Green could do with the healthy roster. Because to your point, they looked all right last season when they have their guys. I think they looked like a pretty good team.
Yep.
You know, so I'm but this is just a part of those NBA politics, Chill. This is what I was talking about last night on Playback when I said I don't as much as I love basketball and as much as I love coaching basketball, I don't envy these NBA coaches. I don't envy their job. It's you know, it's political. It's clearly just not fair at times, but that's what you sign up for. You know what you're getting yourself into. So
Ox, imagine if you as a coach, if you had to play somebody, not because this guy was an enormous talent and, you know, he was helping your crew win. You got to play him because he's under a certain contract and he's making a certain amount of money. You got to play this guy. And he doesn't rebound, which drives you insane. He's a turnover machine, which makes you nuts. And you know for a fact that the guy who's playing behind him can be more productive, but the fact that he doesn't make as much money, that means that he can't play. Like, imagine having that kind of job where you can't really do your job. I feel like it really hampers you. And, you know, I think Willie Green is in space like that because if I'm being honest with you, even though he did not have the talent that was necessary in order for them to win, Ox, I'm sure that there were some guys on that bench that he saw in practice going, I'd love to put this guy in my rotation more than him, but I got to play him.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, sure. I simply couldn't do it. And to me, it's never made sense. And I've had this conversation for years where people will say, "Oh, well, he has to play because he has a big contract," and I'm like, "Yeah, but he already got the contract. He's already getting paid. So what does it matter now? Like, you know what I mean? If you already got the contract, what does that got to do with us winning basketball games? If you got your money, you're getting paid no matter how much I play you. So what's the big deal?" And you know, I understand that doesn't make sense in the political world of the NBA, but I just couldn't do it, man. I really couldn't.
It's a hard job, man. It is. It is a hard job, no doubt.
So I mean, shout out to Willie Green. Hope you land on your feet and hope things look up for you, man. Definitely. But shit, we were on Playback last night, and we had all in-season tournament, Emirates Cup games going on. Let's run through some of those, and let's talk about some of the individual performances that we did see. Let's talk about the double overtime game that we saw in Dallas between the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. So, Chill, as I said, you know, the game, as you know, the game went into double overtime, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was double overtime?
No, it was just one overtime because the bucket ended up counting. Remember the block from who am I thinking about? The block from Gaffett. The block when Gaffett blocked that shot, that block ended up counting. I think that it ended in overtime. I don't think it went to double overtime because if he missed that, it would have went into double overtime.
Oh wait, no, it says okay right here. It says double. It does say double.
So it did go into double overtime. Okay.
Okay, so in this game, we had James Harden with the triple-double. He has 41 points, 11 assists, 12 rebounds. Big Zoo dropped in 27 points, 11 rebounds of his own. And we even got a pretty big night from D'Angelo Russell, who had 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And Najee Marshall, 28 points, 8 rebounds. And unfortunately, a loss. Chill. From what we saw, what's going on with James Harden? Chills. Is he turning back the clock a bit?
Well, I can tell you one thing: that this Clipper team is losing. He is not the problem. He is not the reason why they're losing. In fact, he is the sole reason why they're in a lot of games offensively. He's the guy that's the engine that's getting downhill. He's the guy that's creating mismatches. He's the guy that's mismatch hunting. He's the guy that when teams go on, like last night, Dallas went on a run. James Harden was the one who thwarted that run, and he ended up hitting some big shots. I mean, James Harden is their primary distributor. They don't have a playmaker and a distributor like James Harden at all. So when he's on the floor, he just makes them so much better. I can appreciate your disdain for James Harden because of his lack of defense, and he really doesn't give you much on the defensive end of the floor. But I can promise you, offensively, when these guys are going, it's James Harden and it's James Harden only. Even when Kawhi Leonard is back in the lineup, this offense runs through James Harden. He's their primary playmaker. He's their primary distributor. He's their bucket getter. Last night, they had so many different options to go to in terms of defense, Dallas did, because James Harden was just picking them apart. What I mean when I say options, Ox, I mean they was trying to double him. They were trying to blitz him. They were going one-on-one. They even had Cooper Flag on him once or twice, even put a big wing on him. But it didn't seem to matter because James Harden still at 36 years old can get downhill with the best of them. He still cracks that long ball with the best of them. And on top of that, he's still one of the better distributors in the game. I do have to give James Harden a lot of credit for still being one of the better distributors in the game. I just think that at the end, it was just him being James Harden. I mean, I look at this Dallas group, and they're clearly missing that thing that they didn't have. And I know what people are saying. What do you mean? You mean Luka? That's the thing that they're missing? Well, we can honestly say that that's possible that they're missing that. But, I mean, his team is built differently. And D'Angelo Russell is one of those players that it's feast or famine because he's very one-dimensional. And he's one of those guys that if he's getting buckets, he's so productive out there for you. He gives you another ball handler. He gives you a guy who can stretch the defense like last night. But when he's not scoring, it's almost like it's 5-on-4 because he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't distribute at a high level, right? He's not a point of attack defender. He's not quarterbacking your defense. He doesn't do any of those things. So I think that this Dallas team, unfortunately, and I was wrong about them as of right now, but I'm still sticking to the plan because I do think that this thing is going to turn around once they get Anthony Davis back, once they get Kyrie Irving back in the lineup, and once they just start playing more. They just got Derek Lively back in the lineup. So I think that this thing is going to turn around. But James Harden, I mean, it's obvious that he can still get it done. It's obvious that he can still go. I mean, I think yesterday he's the oldest player since Bird to record a triple-double after 35, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, he's been nothing, he's been nothing short of fantastic.
Right. Well, it was a big game from him. I mean, Bogey got involved in it last night. I believe he dropped 21 himself. So the Clippers, they had a rough one down there in Dallas, but they pulled it out, y'all.
Which is crazy too, Ox, because I mean Dallas I think it speaks volumes about the league, right? Because if you look at the final score, Dallas got a top 5 defense. And they gave up like 130, like 125 last night. They got a top 5 defense. I mean, they don't have a good defense. They got one of the best defenses in the league, and they couldn't slow James Harden down last night. No matter what they did, they couldn't slow him down. So, I mean, I think it says a lot about how good the league is and how good these players are overall, where you got a defense like that and you still can't slow guys down.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, these guys were balling last night. We had a lot of big nights last night. If we take it out east, and let's talk about the game between the Miami Heat and the New York Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
New York ultimately won the game. Norman Powell, he's still on the heater, chill. He had 38 points last night. Also, Jaime Jaquez dropped in 23 as well. Chill, Andrew Wiggins, man, he had 15 points. But it seems like Andrew Wiggins is kind of, finding his groove in Miami. It seems like Andrew Wiggins is playing decent basketball right now. Chill. What do you think about Drew? Is he still a guy that's on the trading block? We heard a lot of rumors about him being traded this offseason. What do you think about that?
I don't like him being on the trading block at all because I think that, one, he's always been a fantastic athlete. And the fact that Miami plays the way that they play, I think that's perfect for his style of play. And on top of that, he's still young enough to still be good enough in a system like that. I mean, he's 29 years old, so it's basically like when they got Jimmy Butler. And that's not to say that Jimmy Butler is Andrew Wiggins. No, but I'm talking about at that age. They got him at 29 years old. Same thing with Pascal Siakam when he got to Indiana, he's 29 years old. So we still got some good years left in him. So with Andrew Wiggins, I mean, I think he's averaging 18 and 6. I mean, it's the same that he was averaging when he was with the Warriors in 22 and made the All-Star team. If I look at what's going on with this Miami Heat, it's obvious that they need Bam because their rebounding is really suffering because of it. I mean, I think Khalil Ware does as much as he possibly can, but I mean, Mitchell Robinson was a monster on the glass last night. Andrew Wiggins, for this offense that they have, this is conducive to his game. Playing fast, stop and pop, being able to get quick hits. I don't know if you know this, Ox, but 46% of their shots come with less than 10 seconds come within less than 10 seconds after the 24-second shot clock goes. So when they get the ball, they're going. And that's very conducive to Andrew Wiggins because Andrew Wiggins is a big-time athlete. And playing fast, that's conducive to his game. So I think that when they get Bam back, I still think that they're a lead guard away because I like Davion Mitchell, and I think he speeds them up. But I think that they need a point guard that can score a little bit more. I think that Eric Spoelstra made a mistake last night, and I very rarely say this about Coach Spo, but I think he made a mistake last night when we were in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Spo went to that small ball lineup. He's got Mitchell, he's got Norman Powell, who, by the way, Ox, every time I watch Norman Powell, I think about you because you've been telling me about Norman Powell for years now. Chill. Right. Norman Powell is Norman Powell is Devin Booker on the unemployment line. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Chill. I promise you that. He is awesome. But they had Mitchell, Powell, Jaquez, Wiggins, and Larson. He went to the small ball lineup. And I think he stuck with it a little bit too long because the Knicks ended up capitalizing on that because they had Mitchell on the floor, and Mitchell in the beginning of that fourth quarter, he ended up with like 3 or 4 different offensive rebounds, giving them second chance points. And the Knicks offense, Mikal Bridges has basically thrived in that offense because there aren't any bad shots for him. It's perfect for his game, right? So I think that was the turning point in the game.
Right. They had some big scoring last night. The New York Knicks did. Karl Anthony Towns, 39 points, 11 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson, 24 points. And the big one, what came over Landry Shamet last night, having 36 points of his own. Mitchell Robinson, to your point, had 8 offensive rebounds.
Not 8 rebounds, Ox, 8 offensive rebounds.
Yes, 8 offensive rebounds. Yes.
8 offensive rebounds. That's a potential.
When you're coming off the bench, Chill, when you're coming off the bench, you got 2 guys right here off the bench with 60 points combined with Jordan Clarkson and Landry Shamet. Josh Hart adds 12 points. That's 72. Yabusele 3. That's 75 points off the bench.
That's incredible, Ox. It is, and not only those points. I still think that, and I don't know what it is, but I think Kolek needs to play more because, again, I'm watching this New York Knicks team without Jalen Brunson, and this is not to say that they're not good. I mean, they're better without Jalen Brunson because no, they are not. No, they are not. But the ball seemed to move a little bit more last night with Jalen Brunson off the floor. The ball wasn't sticking to anybody's hands. Not only was the ball not sticking to anybody's hands, I've seen a lot of these guys a lot more aggressive. Like, I'm watching Cat. They're looking for him more in transition. Cat is definitely quicker on the trigger in transition than he was in the past, which I really like. Mikal Bridges has got this way. And what I don't want to do, Ox, is I don't want to overanalyze this because a lot of this stuff is just simple read basketball. For example, they got a transition play, and the ball gets swung to Cat. With the ball getting swung to Cat, Mikal Bridges is running through the lane asking for the ball. He's not open. With him not being open, he clears out to the long ball line. Shamet gets the ball, fires it back to Cat. He gets a cross screen, which isn't even communicated, Ox. It's not like this is a design play. He gets a cross screen with Shamet wide open at the long ball line, pops it. Like, that's basketball, right? That's stuff that's that we don't really have to go over. That's stuff that we don't really have to talk about. That's just read and react. And I think that that's perfect for Mikal Bridges' game. I thought he did a good job last night in just reading what the offense was. And I thought that guys like Shamet, I thought that guys like Jordan Clarkson, who we already know is a bucket getter coming off the bench. There is no mystery when he come off the bench, Ox, who he is. I'm coming off the bench. I'm coming to get buckets, and I'm not out here to defend like that. I will compete on the defensive end, but you know what I'm doing out here. I'm Lou Williams. Yeah. I'm Jordan Crawford. I'm these guys, right? I'm Jamal Crawford. I'm the bucket getter. So it ain't news what I'm doing out here. So I like what this Knicks team did last night. This Miami Heat team, Ox, the more I watch them, the more I'm thinking to myself, when they get Bam back, when they get Tyler Hero back, I really think that they're a league guard away from really challenging in the Eastern Conference, yo. I do. I really think that they right there in the Eastern Conference, if they could get a league guard. Because last night, I loved the way that they pushed the pace. In addition to them pushing the pace, I loved the way that they defended. They just couldn't keep New York off the glass. That's where Bam comes in. That's where Bam comes in.
Right, but you definitely know what time it is when Jordan Clarkson's in the building. You know
it ain't news, Ox.
You also know what time it is when my man Cowboy Bob is in the building. So we're gonna bring up my man and let him talk about his New York Knickerbockers and what he think about the game last night.
Salute.
You.
Good afternoon. I was just gonna say the same thing you did about Tyler Cole. Let him play, but I'm glad you brought that up. But with the Knicks last night, if I'm not mistaken, Cat scored 31 points 39. In the first half. 30, no, but I'm saying 31 points in the first half, and then 8 in the second half, because he was actually creating for others. Now, Sham Wow, I don't know what the hell he was running on, but for me, I think that our problem still is the defense. We're still ranked 15th for defense. OG goes down, and that kind of hurts us now.
Are you on your phone or?
Nah, I'm using the Raycons. Why, you can't hear me?
Yeah, can you make? No, yeah, it's just.
Hold on.
It sounds a little muffled.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh, hey.
Bob. Both Bobs. Bob.
What's up?
Fix them cheap ass Raycons. And Bob,
what you
shut up in the top corner. Chill. I came to talk to you. Yeah, you.
What do we need to talk about, Ron?
You know what we need to talk about.
We don't need to talk about.
You know exactly what we need to talk about. Because y'all got some business to handle this weekend. And if y'all don't handle no business this weekend, hey, guess what, Chill? It's going to be a long Monday. Hey, y'all see that logo? Hey, we are the best team in the NFL. Chill knows it. Y'all know it. Bob knows it. Bob knows it. He knows it, okay? Everybody knows it, but Chill don't want to admit it. Chill, you don't want to talk about
it. First of all, y'all play the Rams this weekend. We play Arizona, who we're going to beat. We're going to beat them. We already beat y'all. So when the Rams beat y'all, we move back into second place in the NFC West after the Rams beat y'all this weekend. The Rams are going to be in first place. Y'all going to be in third.
Who's in first place right now?
Y'all. Oh, after y'all in first place right now, but after the Rams beat y'all, y'all gonna drop to third place because we're gonna beat Arizona and we're gonna move into second place. So, Ron, you think I'm tripping on your Seattle Seahawks? I'm not tripping on y'all at all. After the Rams handle y'all this weekend and we handle Arizona, we're gonna be right back in the middle of it. Give me a break, y'all. And by the way,
what's up?
By the way, hey Ox, do I have company? Like, don't we have somebody? We got somebody barging in on us, having company, right? Talking to somebody, and somebody just walked into our kitchen.
He just walked in the kitchen.
He could have let Cowboy Bob finish what he was doing, right?
Just walked in the kitchen. Me and my man Ox, we sitting down at the table. We having a couple of drinks. We kicking it. We got our man, and then this dude just barges into the kitchen like George Jefferson. Get your ass out of here.
Stop grabbing chicken off people's plates.
I see why you want to box him, Ox. I do. I see why you want to box him when you see him.
Yo, Cowboy, my bad. I ain't mean to interrupt you or anything like that. I just wanted Chill to know that they're on Fraud Watch. And this Sunday, me and this guy, hey, tomorrow, me and this guy, we gonna talk all about it. Hey, Early, you don't think I'm pulling up tomorrow?
Hey, I heard football and I just popped up. I don't know. I heard about football and I popped up. I didn't. I heard you say something blasphemous. Yesterday was the best team in the NFL, which is a lie. But
they ain't even the best team in the division, early.
Yeah.
He brought company. Yo, if I'm ever in Cali, I'm coming.
Oh, Rams. Rams are better than y'all.
We tag teaming these dudes. I swear to God.
The Rams are better than y'all. Hey, chill. If y'all wasn't so banged up.
Cowboy Bob, me and you beating them up.
Hey,
No,
chill.
no, I
If
brought out
y'all
the
wasn't
Bucks
so
now,
banged up,
man.
chill, y'all might be y'all would probably be the best team in the NFL.
We better than them right now, early. Even if we banged up, we still better than them. Yes.
We got to see. I ain't gonna lie. The rendition that y'all beat early this season, they ain't the same team right now. So we got to see it this weekend to see. But I think how y'all held up with Mac Jones is beautiful. Again, you gotta say y'all missing Nick, y'all missing Fred, y'all missing DBs, linebackers. Your receivers been out all season.
And we still
Y'all could easily be the best team in the NFL.
And we're still gonna win 10 games.
I miss my ex. She was
Ron, we already beat y'all, Ron. What are you talking about?
We don't have her, chill. I don't have her.
They beat y'all though.
She's gone.
We did beat you. Matter of fact, early. Not only did and Bob, please don't leave. Please don't leave.
Don't go nowhere, Bob. I'm gonna clean house in a minute.
We just got barged in on. But not only did we beat y'all, Ron, we served y'all. What are you talking about?
Like, why you y'all went on a game-winning touchdown?
We
that
served
should not have happened.
But y'all couldn't score though. Y'all couldn't
score against us.
And early since that game, what have we done?
Okay, y'all been serving. We lost our best pass rusher. We lost our middle linebacker, who was arguably
No. You didn't lose your middle linebacker. You lost the best middle linebacker in football.
The best middle linebacker in the league. That's okay. So that's what we lost. So, and meanwhile, we still winning games, Ron. Still winning games. And you keep talking about being the best team in the NFL. Y'all ain't even the best team in the division. The Rams gonna serve y'all tomorrow. I don't got the Rams beating y'all. I got them serving y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, they better than y'all.
So
I got them serving y'all.
So when we win tomorrow, handsomely, are you guys gonna finally put some respect on Seattle? You know what, Chill? Can I send you a Seahawks jersey? You know what? No. I'll wait.
Where they play tomorrow? They play in Seattle or they play in LA?
Don't matter if we play on Pluto tomorrow. We are finna let them have it. All right, you know what?
If y'all don't beat the Rams, mind you, the 49ers beat the Rams. If y'all don't beat the Rams,
they 2 games back in the division early.
You gotta hold on.
That'll put them 2 games back in the division because they already lost to us. I'm sorry, 3 games back in the division.
After the Cardinals get a hold of y'all. 3.
Oh, come on, stop it. Please stop it.
Please, right? Stop playing. No Marvin Harrison. We're going to beat them.
Yeah, they whip it on the Cardinals.
We're going to handle them. So get that out of here.
And the Cardinals can't stop. The Cardinals can't stop the run. And Chris McCaffrey is back.
Bye, Ron. Bye, Ron.
All right.
Bye, Ron.
Bring you back early.
As we was talking about,
man, can y'all hear me?
I apologize for that. I apologize for that, Cowboy.
I'm about to snap my fingers and everybody straight to hell. This dude, I'm about to he bought company.
Me and Ox is in the house. We kicking it, and we bring my man over. He comes over, and he sit down, has to drink with us, and then somebody just barge in.
And he bought
that's what we got to deal with.
That was my piece of chicken. That was my piece.
Damn, just gonna walk in and take his food off this plate. These dudes out of here.
My bad. My bad, Cowboy.
It's all in love, man. It's all love.
As you were saying about Kolick. That's what I heard. Last thing I heard Kolick.
Kolick, I think Kolick is going to be a good addition because he's going to get everyone involved early. But I do think that playing Miami is best to our advantage because technically they still were doing what they were doing. They scored 132. So they're still scoring. They missed a couple of shots. They were away. That's why when I was telling Penn, Monday worries me because I didn't even know about Brunson or OG. It was the simple fact of us playing the way and how they play so well with their 3-man weave sets. The way that I think that even though he got dunked on by Shamit, posterized, and he blocked
He did get punched on.
He
I ain't like that at all.
Continued to dunk. Nobody talks about that. But also, with that being said, I think Ware is going to learn how to better position himself because that's one thing I do like about this kid. He looks at video, he studies film, and he tries to make himself better. So on Monday, I think that we're going to not get as many offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds to begin with. So I think that our setup has to be for us to start with Kolick so we could get the ball running quick, get everybody in rhythm. And the best thing I want to do is I want to give credit to Josh Hart because he called out his own teammate, and I think that that's the best thing to do. When everybody's going to sit there and say, oh, you don't think that you should have passed him the ball? He simply said if he made the free throw, he would have had 40. I would have never had to pass it. Called out the big dude. Now, no, because that's good. You're going to be like, oh, you going to call me out? Bet. Wait till we get back on the court. You know what I'm saying, Chill? It's like, wait till I see you. I'm going to dunk on you and everybody under you and make sure the ball hits you in the head. So I think that with Hart doing that, it helps out the team. But Clarkson, like I told you, I said to y'all, the bench could get 50 points. Y'all, everybody laughed at me, said I was crazy. They got 75 points from the bench. and that's
Yeah,
not
75
consistent.
is crazy.
And we're number one in shooting threes, so we're fourth in offense, and we're 15th in defense. We got to bring up that defense to an 11. I don't know if we
Mm.
can do it now without OG, but to be honest with you, there's a lot of things we still need working. But playing against Miami, I think, is the best thing for us.
That's what I want to ask you, Bob, because OG he's such a big part of your defense, right?
Yes.
He's the utility guy, I think, on defense. Is it good now that if we're gonna get bit by the injury bug, is it good to get bit now than 2 months from now when we're trying to do something and we're getting closer to the playoffs?
Yeah, it's good now because even from the best example is Popovich when he used to start his young guys early in the season, get them into a rhythm. I think it's
Yeah,
good now because here's the thing: when OG comes back, he already knows what he's gonna do because he's done it the last year and the year before that. So he's gonna get into a rhythm to where he's like, all right, maybe he'll come back late December, early January, but he's just gonna do his rehabilitation and come back. Right now, same thing with Mitchell. If you look at Mitchell Robinson, we're not really exploiting him like that, but as the season
yeah,
goes on, they'll get more into it and be more in shape. But with
yeah,
this injury, I think it is good because now we get to see Packham, who is a wing. We get to see Duarte, who also is there. We get to see if they're going to use Ariel more or they're just going to stick with what they got. Because right
yeah,
now, the balance sheet of this team, yeah, it's better fluidity, but it's still a different system without Brunson. So imagine
yeah.
when Brunson comes back and
Right.
OG comes back. They just go
Right.
right to their roles. They don't have to do.
Word. I could get with
Oh
that.
shit. Oh
I
damn, we
think we
lost
lost him. Yep.
you.
All
Damn.
right, though.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, we got to bring him up here and talk that good New York Knickerbockers talk. We needed that, especially after a game like last night.
Ox, I don't think you be realizing when you be turning me on to guys that when I watch them, like, yeah, sometimes you might go off the deep end with guys, but I do see your vision a lot of times when you talking about guys. And I watch OG Anunoby on the Knicks, and he
Right.
is their utility guy. And this is not just on the defensive end of the floor. This is everything. Like, if they need a bucket, bam. They need a big rebound, bam. They need a stop, bam. They need a momentum swing. He's that guy for them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't necessarily, I think we get wrapped up, Ox, in guys averaging 25 a game, averaging 30 a game to be effective. No, OG Anunoby is way more effective in those ways. I see what you're looking at when you look at him. I do. I see it.
And my thing with OG is there's some guys that can do that in big times. There's some guys that can do that from time to time. OG is consistently that for them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's consistently that for them. So I appreciate that from OG and Anunoby big time. Let's keep moving with these games from last night. We just did that one. So we had the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Orlando Magic. Orlando took care of business. Orlando is 7-6 now after a pretty shaky start. Looks like they might be turning it around. The Brooklyn Nets are 1-11. Michael Porter Jr. has 24 points last night. Franz Wagner, 25. Tristan Da Silva, 22. I mean, it was a game. It was a game.
No Cam Thomas, right? No Cam Thomas last night. For all intents and purposes, I mean, this is it's the Nets. I mean, they're in development. They're trying to figure this out. Igor doesn't shoot the ball well. He's trying to figure out how to be a primary ball handler, how to take care of the basketball, and how to get guys involved in the game, right? They do have some bright spots. This kid, Zaire Williams, he's actually been giving them some good minutes, right? But other than that, I mean, it's the Brooklyn Nets, and they're trying to get these other guys, right? They're trying to get these other guys, Terrence Mann, Noah Clowney. They're trying to get these other guys to see what we have with them, and they're basically learning on the fly. Orlando, on the other hand, I mean, Desmond Bane hasn't shot the ball particularly well, and Franz didn't shoot the ball well last night neither. But I thought they got some really good minutes out of those guys. I think Suggs gave them some. I thought Suggs gave them some really good minutes. I don't really know exactly what it is they're doing with Anthony Black. 1 minute he's on the floor for 25, 30 minutes, and then the next minute he's on the floor for 15 to 20 minutes. And I mean, I do understand that he's a rotation guy, but I don't know exactly what it is they're doing with him. Is he a guy who is a bucket getter who can pass, or is he a guy who is a passer who can get buckets. Those two things ain't the same, right? And when I watch him, he seems like he wants to get buckets, but he does want to get you involved in the game, which I think that's huge for Orlando, because I'm not a big fan of Suggs as a bucket getter. I think that in order for you guys to win, that you need a guy that's going to give you more buckets. And I don't think that Suggs is enough. I mean, they didn't have Paolo last night. I think he just had the night off. But with that being said, I mean, they still handled Brooklyn. So, I mean, Orlando looks like they're getting it back together. That's what it looks like to me more than anything with them.
Right. As for the Brooklyn Nets, let's get my man Big Fan Breezy up here to talk about that Brooklyn team and just get his take on what their season will look like, maybe what the plans are for the future. Are they in the Cam Boozer sweepstakes? Do they have their draft picks?
Maybe.
Yeah, we do. Okay. We definitely in the Cam Boozer. We talk about the draft picks every day. We talk about Boozer, AJ DeMonstra, Nate Ament, this one, somebody I'm forgetting. Oh, Darren Peterson. So it's a handful of players. Huh?
That's the kid from Kansas, Darren Peterson. Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good. But to your point, Chill, we put all of this energy into the point guard position. This, you know what I'm saying? This draft. If we go after Peterson next year, it's like this draft was a waste. You know what I mean? So hopefully they are in state going for Cam Boozer, because I mean he putting up big numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold you. He looked like he NBA ready, and his pops played in the league, so I know he got that pedigree. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a lot of guys. If I watched, there are some guys that just didn't need school. Like Bryant, I don't think he needed to go to school. If he did need to go to school, it would probably be because socially he just wasn't in that at that time. But guys like Garnett didn't need to go to school. James didn't need to go to school. I'm watching Zion Williamson. He didn't need to go to school. I'm watching this kid Cam Boozer, and he don't need to be in school, to be honest.
So I watched him last night, and mind you, they're playing Indiana State. You know what I mean? Not a major team, but they got a couple big boys down there on Indiana State. Cam Boozer is moving them dudes like how I do when I play one-on-one with my sons. Like he just
handling them. Just handling them dudes. Yep.
Whatever he wants, shit. Whatever he wants. He's just too strong. He's way too strong for college basketball right now.
Flag, guys like that. I just don't think that they needed to be in school. And school is a waste of time for you guys. So, as you were saying.
And I agree. I just think that if they do the same thing they did, kind of like Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman, do the same thing. Try to go for Cam Boozer and make it work with maybe a PNR with Diego and Cam Boozer, something like that. I just wanted to answer your question. Yes, I do think that we played the Detroit Pistons the other day. I do think they are a serious contender. They look serious. Excuse me. And that dude, Jalen Duran, is a man among boys. You know what I'm saying? And Cade Cunningham,
he only like 21 years old, 22 years old. He's a kid, by the way. And and out there. He does.
He do. And I think Cade won it. You know, there's certain players that, in my opinion, they get caught up in the lifestyle that the NBA brings them. And I would say they lose their competitive focus. You know, they still good players, they still talented, but their competitive focus isn't there. And watching Cade Cunningham, I'm not gonna lie, Chill. He do look like he got that competitive focus. I even seen a little clip with him and Shaq, your cousin Shaq, when he talking about Jalen Green and about how they don't shake hands about who. And Shaq was like, "Yeah, because you want to basically tell him that you the number one guy. They chose me number one before they chose you, and I'm gonna show you that every time we play." So I kind of second what Shaq said. Cade is, you know what I'm saying, somebody that could get to the top of the Eastern Conference. And sorry, Cowboy Bob, I don't think the Knicks are going to get past Orlando and Detroit. I think that they're going to be tough, but I do.
Cleveland either.
But I forgot about Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. And don't forget about them.
Yeah, no. Cleveland is tough, especially Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to lie. He looked like he playing some of the best basketball I ever seen him play. You know what I'm saying? But and to end this a little.
Don't forget Miami either.
Oh yeah, no. Miami, they got a good guy in Delaware. You know what I'm saying? I think they tough, but hopefully the injury bug don't hit them too hard, because I know they don't have Bam or Hero. You know what I'm saying? I know that kind of impact what they're doing.
They should be coming back soon, though. Yeah. They should be.
Yeah, so somebody beat the Knicks, man. Miami, Detroit, somebody. You know what I'm saying? When we play the Knicks soon, I don't know if we're gonna beat them, but we're gonna try.
And before you go, just so you know, if Petro doesn't pass, they was on to something in Jersey with Coleman and Kenny Anderson and Petrovic. They was on to something. No question. Yeah. They was definitely on to something. If he wasn't killed in that car crash, they definitely was on to something with that group.
Yeah, nah. Thank you for that, Chill.
Yes, sir.
Word. I'm being in chat, guys.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, later, y'all.
Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson that year in '94, he had made the All-Star team. Derek Coleman had made the All-Star team in '94. This was the year after Petro was killed. Yeah, man. That group was definitely on to something, Mox. If they still would have had Petro, they were moving towards something special.
Yeah, heck of a squad. Let's keep moving through these games. Let's go. We got the Houston Rockets. They took care of the Portland Trailblazers. 116 to 140. Houston seems to be on a roll, Chill. What do you think is going on in Houston? Kevin Durant, 30 points. You know what he does. I mean, he puts the ball in the basket. That's his thing. Alperen Sengun, damn near triple-double. 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Amin dropped his 19 points. What's up with this Houston Rockets team, Chill?
Ox, this, and I know you don't want to hear it, even though, you know, the jump shot is off and on, but this Amin Thompson at the one thing is starting to work, Ox. Slowly but surely, it's working. He's getting downhill. He's putting a lot of pressure on that interior defense, making that defense collapse, which is causing him to kick it out to guys like KD, causing him to kick it out to guys like Josh Okogie. Reed Shepard comes off the bench looking super sharp. He doesn't come off the bench looking sharp. He comes off the bench looking super sharp. I mean, this is a team that's what I thought that they needed. I don't think that they're there yet because I don't think he's there yet. I think Amin Thompson is getting there. I don't think he's there yet, but this team defensively, I mean, they up. We talk about who Houston is defensively. I mean, we ain't talking about the fact that they got the number one offense in the league, and they're the number one shooting three-point percentage team in the league, and that's largely due to guys like Reed Shepard coming off the bench, getting quality looks. That's largely due to Amin Thompson getting downhill, putting pressure on that interior defense, and kicking it out to guys like KD, kicking it out to guys like Josh Okogie, kicking it out to Reed Shepard, guys like that. I mean, it just makes this group this group so much better. I think that Toumani Camara is one of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and KD gave him everything that he was looking for last night. He didn't give him some of what he was looking for. KD gave him everything that he was looking for. And I know, Ox, it's KD. Yes, but it's still awesome when you're going up against a young dude like that and you still able to give him the business. So, I mean, this Houston team, they ain't nothing to play with. They not. For me, I had their ceiling at the Western Conference Championship because I don't think that they're ready for that next step yet. I don't think they're there yet, but this team is going to be a very difficult out. But considering the fact that they now have KD and the emergence of Amin Thompson. This is a good team, yo. It's a damn good team.
Yeah, I think it's a good team, Chill. Like I said, my biggest point was that they have Kevin Durant at this point in his career. They need to be thinking championship. Amin Thompson is not a championship point guard. This is, I mean, it's cool for what it is right now. But that was my biggest take. I never once said that the Rockets weren't going to be a good basketball team. I just thought that, I thought Dallas would be more healthy. I thought that they were going to be the worst team in Texas. And I still believe that when it's all said and done, it's not going to work out the way that y'all wanted to.
Yeah. Or
the way that it's trending right now. But when you have a team full of good basketball players like this, you're going to have good nights. You're going to have bad nights. You're going to have great nights. Kevin Durant, I don't care what y'all say about Toumani Camara. He can't guard Kevin Durant.
He was trying, though, Ox. He was in that stance, and he was doing everything he could to beat KD to the spot. Everything, and it just wasn't working, man. It just wasn't. Nope.
I mean, Kevin Durant was never an issue to me. This was never about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant. I told y'all, he's still a top 12 player in the NBA, regardless of anything. But that was a good game last night. Shout out to the Houston Rockets for sure. What you got next? We got another overtime game. another overtime game I believe it was in Charlotte. Yes, it was in Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. The game was in Charlotte. Miles Bridges 32, Con Knipple 32. It just wasn't enough, Chill. It just wasn't enough. The Milwaukee Bucks ultimately win in overtime, a score of 147 to 134. Chill, how do you outscore a team by 13 points in overtime? Charlotte scored 5 points in overtime. Milwaukee scored 18. Despicable.
Well, you said it to me last night, Ox. When you get to overtime, all right. When you get to overtime, it's usually the better team wins. And I think last night was we got Giannis and you don't. That's what that was last night, more than anything. But what I want to do, Ox, is I want to put some respect on somebody who you dudes I don't think we talked about it enough. And I was up here boxing with dudes, you in particular, because I know how you feel about this Milwaukee team. Kyle Kuzma has been nothing short of special with this group because they changed his role. And he looks so much better. Actually, Doc is turning him into a D&3 guy. That's what's going on with Doc. And I know it looks crazy, but Doc is actually turning him into a D&3 guy. More defense than 3-ball, and it's working. It's absolutely working.
Cool.
Kyle Kuzma he does a great job in getting around screens. He does a great job in transition. Not only does he do a great job in transition, he does a great job finishing around the rim. He will knock down open shots when he gets the opportunity, but he's so focused on getting on the floor and staying on the floor. And what's going to keep him on the floor is his ability to defend. And that's the difference right now with him that's the difference right now between him this season, last season. I think it's been nothing short of special what he's been doing for this Milwaukee group, man. Now, with all of that being said, I cannot and I will not I cannot overstate it enough. You know how awesome Giannis has been. This is my daily rant about Giannis Antetokounmpo. He went 25 and 18 last night. Nobody in the league this year has had more than 16 assists except Giannis. Giannis is the one who did that, and he did that last night on 67% shooting from the floor. Giannis has been nothing short of fantastic around the rim. He's actually looking at the basket in the mid-range and at the long ball line, and it's been great. Last night, he attacked that interior defense because no Kalkbrenner last night. So the bigs that they had, I mean, they really couldn't do anything with Giannis around the rim. Giannis was way more of a distributor last night and a playmaker than he was a bucket getter. The 25 that he had, that 25 was within the flow of the offense. He caught Kuz hanging around the basket. Not only did he catch Kuz hanging around the basket, he caught Ryan Rollins wide open on the perimeter. I mean, he was just doing almost any and everything last night in order for them to win. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Charlotte did a great job with Bridges and staying in the game. But for the most part, I thought Giannis was the difference in that game. And when you said last night, when you get into overtime, usually the better team wins. That's what happened last night with Milwaukee. We got Giannis and you don't.
Right. Shout out to Milwaukee taking care of business, man.
Yep.
Shout out to Kyle Kuzma for playing ball. I got nothing but love for Kuz, man. Shout out to him. Next, we have the Sacramento Kings against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Chill, I want to talk to you about something because this is something that you brought up a while ago. Early last season or late the season before that, and you brought up the fact that Russell Westbrook was on the way to being only the second guy in NBA history with 25 points and 10,000 assists. Chill, has he reached that?
Yesterday he did it. There's only one dude behind that velvet rope, and that's James. Now it's two. It's him and James. Nobody else. 25,000 points, 10,000 hits. And oh, by the way, Ox, he's 200. I want to say 250, close to 245 rebounds away from 9,000 rebounds. That's what he has. So we got 25,000 points, 10,000 assists, and close to 10,000 rebounds. I mean, in terms of a guy, I hate the number. I hate the stat padding logic because guys don't. I've never bought into the logic of guys being stat padders. I play basketball, and I do what's necessary for us to win. And if it means that I got to get 40 in order for us to win, then I get 40. If I only get 12 or if I only get 15, then that's what it is. Russell Westbrook, he plays basketball the way basketball is necessary in order for us to win. It's feast or famine with him in a lot of ways, where you just got to take the turnovers with the buckets. But I can tell you one thing, Russ is going to give you effort. Last night, I mean, I think I got some good minutes from all of those guys, but we're watching Russ last night. I'm already on record saying this. Russ, he throws a monkey wrench in what you're trying to do if you're a GM and you bring in guys that you already are sold on. I mean, Russ comes in and he got you rethinking who you brought in. Like, wait a minute, maybe I should be going with this guy. Maybe we should be running our offense through him, because Dennis Schroeder was the guy. Let's be clear about that, Ox. Like, Russ was an afterthought. Russ wasn't even somebody that you were thinking about. You bring Russ in, and now the conversation goes, well, maybe we should have brought him in the beginning instead of Dennis Schroeder. Maybe we would be better. So, I mean, I just think that this, in terms of talent, I think that this Sacramento team, they should be better, but they're older, and this is not working. But I think that if we give it a little bit more time, Russ has actually been doing some pretty impressive things. But Minnesota has also been doing some really impressive things. Julius Randle has been great this year. Last night he got busy, 26 and 12. I think it was 26 and 12, 26 and 11. He's been one of their better playmakers. Not only has he been one of their better playmakers, but Rudy Gobert has been really good around the basket. Ant could do a better job in shooting the basketball, because, I mean, he hasn't been good. He wasn't good last night in shooting the basketball. It wasn't his shot selection, because he still shoots the same quality of shots, but it's with the 3-point variance, where at any point I could either go 5 for 9 at the long ball line, or I could go 1 for 8. It happens. Yeah. And I just think
1 for 7 last night from Ant. Yeah.
I just think it was one of those off nights, man. They didn't get a lot of production, from their bench. We had a lot of guys who, weren't really in sync offensively, but off the bench. But I can tell you who was, and that was Julius Randle, man. Julius Randle got Jaden McDaniels involved in the offense. He got DiVincenzo involved in the offense. He got actually some good production. I mean, he put guys like Naz Reid and Jalen Clark in positions where they can score. They just didn't convert on a lot of stuff. I still don't know what's going on with Shannon. I think he might be hurt, because I still think that once they get Shannon back in the lineup, I think Shannon may very well be, right? I think Shannon may very well be their better lead guard. And that's where I want to put him in front of Rob Dillingham. But, I mean, this Minnesota team, I mean, I think that they're good, right? I think that they're really good. So we'll see what happens.
Rob only played 9 minutes last night, but so I don't think they plan on really going that route anyway. I mean, they started Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, and Julius Randle. So it was a good. We had, like, to your point, Naz Reid had 12 points off the bench, so that was their high off the bench. They came together for 24 bench points. So most of the production was from the starters. Julius Randle with 26, 13 from Jaden, 11 from Rudy. Dante DiVincenzo 5 for 10 from 3-point land. He dropped 20 points, and Anthony Edwards 30 points. Even going 1 for 7 from 3-point land. Yep. Anthony Edwards finds a way to put the ball in the basket. So that's him. He's coming along. The game wrapped up. The Timberwolves took care of the Kings 124-110. Preston Achua 4 points. DeMontis came with his 34 and 11. Wasn't enough though. Russell Westbrook with a triple-double, 13, 10, and 14. Zach LaVine 25 points, and Debo must have missed the flight to Minnesota because he didn't do shit.
This Sabonis kid can play. I don't know what the deal is, but this Sabonis kid can really play. I mean, there's some people who's cool. Yeah, this Sabonis kid, there might be some things that need to be updated with his game that I'm not sure if we can get to, but I can tell you this kid can play. Yes, he can. He 100% can play, no doubt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have the Los Angeles Lakers against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Lakers win 118-104. Austin Reeves with 31 points last night, leading the charge. Luka with 24 and 12. And then DeAndre Ayton, 20 points, 16 rebounds. Looking like an all-star, if you ask me. Trey Murphy came with 35. Trey Murphy's had some pretty big scoring games this season. But it's just not enough for the Pelicans. We talked about them a little earlier in the firing of Willie Green. So
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Ox. If you look at what the Lakers did last night, there are some people who will tell you that, well, they beat up on the Pelicans. Well, I'm sorry, Ox. We're not playing Oklahoma City every night, right? We're not playing Cleveland every night. That's not going on, right? There's other teams in the league, and you definitely have to deal with the bad teams. So teams like Utah, teams like New Orleans, teams like Charlotte, teams like Washington, you got to handle them. You 100% got to handle them. Because if you don't, then when you run up on Oklahoma City, when you run up on Houston, right? When you run up on Denver, those teams are going to give you even more problems. So you got to handle New Orleans, right? You got to handle Utah. You have to handle those teams. Now, when I watched DeAndre Ayton last night, DeAndre Ayton was much more active on the glass. He was much more active in traffic. I think that this kid Queen was giving him, he was definitely pushing him on the glass. And I think DeAndre Ayton responded to that, cleaning glass and allowing Luka to speed the game up. And I think that Austin Reeves capitalized on that. When I watch Austin Reeves, I always felt like when they got Luka, even before they got Luka and they had James, I always felt like he is a great complementary player playing off of these guys. He's a damn good catch and shoot guy. Not only is he a damn good catch and shoot guy, he's a good catch and go guy too, because he can put the basketball on the floor. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes with the ball when he's handling it. On top of that, you can run pick and pop and pick and dive with him. He had a really good chemistry with Anthony Davis. And he's kind of working it out with DeAndre Ayton, and I feel like it worked last night a lot more than it has in the past. And I think that if we can keep this momentum, I think that they're just going to get better. But you have to handle teams like New Orleans. You have to handle teams like Utah, because it doesn't get easier when you see the better teams in the Western Conference. It just doesn't happen.
Right. Well, that's just what it is. So you play who's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You play who's in front of you, and that's just as simple as that. Now, chill, for the game that everybody has been waiting for, the game that we watched on playback last night, that came down to the wire. It came down to a missed opportunity from De'Aaron Fox to seal the game. The Golden State Warriors took care of business, 109-108. And Steph Curry, the most dangerous man you've ever seen on a basketball court, once again came through and took care of business. 49 points. 9 from 17 from three range. 49 points.
Yep.
Draymond Green did his best triple single, like he always does. Jimmy Butler, 21 points to add to it. But this was the Steph Curry show.
Yes, it was.
Victor Wembanyama, 26 points, 12 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox, 24 points, 10 assists. Just wasn't enough. What did you see last night from Steph Curry, too?
It actually, to be honest with you, it could have been enough. But to your point, Steph Curry is the most dangerous basketball player that I've seen a bunch of them. Jabbar, Jordan, James. Like, I don't think that I've seen a guy more dangerous on the floor than Steph Curry, and a guy who can just get it going like he gets it going and just completely flip the game for wherever it is. If you are 2-3 possessions up and Curry is in the game, that game can go either way. It could go with Curry getting going. It could go with Curry shooting you out the game. But more times than not, it's Curry. The thing that I don't like is I don't like the fact that they rely on him as much as they do. I mean, it took 49 for them to win last night. Like, they didn't really get much else from anybody. They didn't get much else from anybody else. But what they got from Curry was more than enough. I mean, Curry's so smart. He baited De'Aaron Fox into fouling him. And I mean, there's going to be some people. There's going to be some people who look at De'Aaron Fox and De'Aaron Fox sold the game. He sucks. Yo, he ain't as good as Curry. I'm never arguing that. I have never argued that. He ain't Curry good. That doesn't mean that he's not still one of the better guards in the game. He actually had a really good game last night. I love the action between both him and Wemby. When Wemby gets big around the basket, which you've been talking to me about this for months now, Ox, about being a big man. And when Wemby dives, I think when Wemby learns how to screen and get guys like stuck on screens and learn to dive, he's going to be even more effective than what he is now. The fact that he's learning to get big around the basket, he's a huge target. He's got an 8-foot wingspan. And De'Aaron Fox, I thought, did a good job in finding him. I thought that the Spurs capitalized on missed opportunities for Golden State when they sped the game up. I mean, Devin Vassell, not just Devin Vassell, but Champagnie and Castle, I thought that they were really good within that offense. I just think that at the end, which I think is really interesting, because I've said this in the past that, you know, my best player is better than your best player. I felt that vibe at the end of that game where, like, I think we were maybe like 6 minutes left, and I'm thinking this is going to come down to, and they were down by like 6 at this point, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to come down to Curry and Wemby. Can you slow down Curry in order? Because I think Wemby can give me rebounds. I think Curry can get on the glass. I think that we can pull this thing out if we could keep Curry, if we could keep Curry away from the ball more than anything. And it just didn't help. I mean, my best player ultimately was better than your best player. And Wemby was nothing short of fantastic. And Fox definitely had it going for the majority of the night. One of the threes that he missed was at the end of the game. I think we could have got a better look than that. But I mean, he still was good. I mean, I'm not gonna crucify Fox. He still was good. He just ain't Curry good. That's all. And I think the Spurs team, they on their way to doing something special. I do worry about this Warriors team because the fact that I seen, you know, what Curry did last night, it took that in order for them to win. They need more production from them other guys, and they're not getting it. No Jonathan Kuminga last night, so that didn't help. But I mean, Curry was nothing short of fantastic last night. He was incredible, no doubt.
You can see where the Spurs actually executed on defense last night. They did what they were supposed to do on defense, and you know, even blitzing Steph early, or when De'Aaron was picking them up on the other side of the half court, they were definitely executing on defense down that stretch. And what happened was, Pods made big shots. Gary Payton made another big shot. The Spurs had that one. Those guys. I mean, obviously Steph Curry carried that whole thing. Steph Curry, 49 points. He did that. But the Spurs did what they had to do at the end of the game. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, they played really good defense. Got the ball out of Steph's hand. Pods made some contested threes. Gary Payton hit one that was more wide open, but that's what you want. If you have to lose to them in that manner, I think that's okay. You know, I mean, the loss is never okay. Don't get me wrong, but
Steph
it's kind of like,
I'll tip my hat. I'll tip my hat. Steph getting 50. Yeah,
you know, it's just like it's Steph Curry doing Steph Curry things. But even with that being said, the Spurs put themselves in the position, executed on defense to still potentially win that game. Like I said, Pods hit 2 big ones late in that game, and Gary Payton hit another big one himself. So that was just great execution by the Spurs on the defensive end, if you ask me. Also, I do understand where people are saying, oh, he should have threw a lob to Wemby at the end of the game. But if you've never thrown a lob or caught a lob, maybe you don't understand that you can't just throw the lob when somebody's literally has their back into your legs. Wemby can't just jump when somebody's pushing it back. So yes, that would have been a good play if Coach would have ran that. But Coach didn't. Coach wanted De'Aaron to get to his spot, pull it for the mid-range jumper, and he missed that shit. But chill, I told you, once Fox fouled Steph and he made those free throws and then he missed that shot, I said, yeah, they're gonna crucify him for this. Absolutely. And
they did.
Yeah, I mean, he should have hit that shot, sure, but yeah, I mean, you can't just throw a lob to a guy when he's boxing you out, no matter how tall you are. That's not possible. I don't know if you've ever been in this situation to try to jump when somebody's pushing under your legs, but you just can't do that. That you can do unreal stuff, but you can't do that, Classic. I don't care how tall you are. That's not possible. Yeah. But anyways, though, that was a great game.
Awesome.
And what I want to talk about now, too, is the updated MVP ladder. We talked about this. Last Saturday, and it looked a little different. But now, let's see what it is. What it is now. Let's see. So we have now at number 1 Nikola Jokic. At 2, SGA. At 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. At 4, Luka Doncic. 5, Victor Wembanyama. 6, Cade Cunningham. 7, Donovan Mitchell. 8, Tyrese Maxey. 9, Alperen Sengun. And 10, Jalen Brunson. So I just got to say, I kind of got an issue. Mind you, I did say Luka for MVP at the beginning of this season.
Yep.
But if Luka is number 4, shouldn't Austin Reeves be at least number 9? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but Austin Reeves has been absolutely balling.
He's been a recipient. He has been a recipient of the Luka magic, right? Yes, he has been a recipient of the Luka magic. But I mean, I think we do the same thing with Anthony Davis when he played with James. If James is at the top of the leaderboard, then Anthony Davis can't be far away from him, off the strength of what Anthony Davis has been doing with James. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that I'm not going to argue that Austin Reeves has been great, but Austin Reeves being as awesome as he's been, I mean, if I look at the rest of these guys, who comes off this list? Tyrese Maxey, Alperen Sengun, Jalen Brunson. We already know that at the top of the list, guys like Joker, SGA, Giannis, Luka, and Wemby, they're going to be there. Okay, but Cade, no. Donovan Mitchell, no. Tyrese Maxey, maybe, because the Lakers are winning. And I mean, I think Philly, I think they got the same record as Philly. So maybe I think Tyrese Maxey, I think he'll go in front of him. Same thing with Sengun and Brunson. Yeah, I can't see Austin Reeves being ahead of those guys. I think Austin Reeves is a recipient of a lot of the stuff that they got going on. Meanwhile, like those other guys, Cade is the moneymaker, right? Not only is Cade, Tyrese Maxey, they make other guys the recipient. They aren't the recipient of those other guys. That's probably why I have them whether I have them. I think Giannis should be higher on the list, though, because I think Giannis is doing more with less. And I know how a lot of people feel about what the Eastern Conference has been looking like. But the fact that, this team is doing what it's doing and it's basically been revamped the way it's been revamped, and Giannis is doing what they're half a game out the 2 spot right now. They are half a game out the 2 spot, and it's no mystery to me who and why the reason why they're half a game out the 2 spot. That's Giannis. He's the main reason why. He does everything for them. And when you're talking about an MVP, I think that it's the guy who is the most valuable to his team's success. And this Milwaukee team, who a lot of people thought were going to be garbage this year, they're really good. Nobody really talked about Ryan Rollins, because I know I didn't talk about him nearly as much. I thought KPJ, I thought that was his spot. And I thought he was the one that was going to get busy. But Giannis has been nothing short of fantastic with this group. Like I said, he went almost 25 and 20 yesterday on 67% shooting and grabbed 7 rebounds and basically took the game over in overtime. So that's a game, just like I talked about with the Lakers and New Orleans. Like, we got to beat Charlotte. We cannot lose to Charlotte. We have to beat them. And they did. So I think this is shaking up to be one of the better MVP races that I've seen in a while.
Yeah. My bad, y'all. I just had to answer a question in the chat. Aries asked if I still think they suck, and I said yes, absolutely I do. Yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I've been trying to talk Ox off that ledge, man. He just he ain't coming off of it. I've been trying to talk him off of it. He's not coming off of it.
Right. But I mean, so we'll see. Hey, we'll see what happens in January, y'all. It's a long season. That's my thing about basketball, y'all. And I've been trying to talk to y'all about this for a while. I've been trying to talk to y'all. This is basketball. And not only is this basketball, but it's NBA basketball. So that means it's a 9-month season. Okay? My mind can change from October to December, from December to February, from February to March. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basketball. So many things can happen. Like, we got a trade deadline coming up soon. Things changed on the trade deadline. Like, anything can happen, y'all. So y'all gotta just go. You gotta be water, my friend. Be water, okay? Be able to move and mold. You can't just be stuck in one position, y'all. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the NBA season, and just don't take it too seriously, y'all. But chill. I want to talk about the title of the show. We got a couple guys in the lobby, and I definitely want to get to them, but we have to talk about the Detroit Pistons.
Yes, we do. Yep.
They're winning games with Cade Cunningham. They're winning games without Cade Cunningham. They're winning games with or without Tobias Harris. Jaden Ivey hasn't played yet. And they're still number one in the East.
Mm-hmm.
They're 11-2,
Absolutely.
2.5 games ahead of the New York Knicks. They're on a 9-game win streak. What are we seeing right now? Like what's happening right now?
Well, I'll tell you what's happening. I think that Cade Cunningham is growing up right before our eyes. Cade Cunningham is becoming more of the lead guard, right? I think Cade Cunningham is becoming more of the lead guard that they thought he was going to be. In addition to him becoming more of the lead guard, I think that that's helping the Detroit Pistons be a better team. I didn't realize the amount of guys that they had in and out of the lineup, right? So they just got Beef Stew back. But before that, Beef Stew was out the lineup. Toby's out the lineup. Jaden Ivey is out the lineup. In addition to Jaden Ivey being out of the lineup, they had like 3 or 4 guys that were out of their lineup. So that's in addition to what they already have. They have a bunch of different guys that play in a bunch of different roles. The Detroit Pistons, they're in the top 5 in the league in defense, which I think is great for this team, right? They don't shoot the long ball particularly well, but they damn sure do defend. They damn sure do defend, and I love that about them. They don't foul as much they don't foul as much on defense, which makes them a damn good defensive team. Cade's got to do a better job in finishing around the rim, but he's done a really good job at being one of the better distributors that they have. This kid that they have, Jenkins, I love everything about him. Unfortunately, by the time they get everybody back and we get to January, he's going to end up back in the G League, which is super corny, because I think that he's earned himself for them to rip that 2-way contract up and for him to be a consistent guy in their rotation. When they get Karis LeVert back, when they get Jaden Ivey back, when they get Toby back, right? When they get these guys back, I think that's just going to make them even better, right? So guys like Duncan Robinson, who we know is just a long ball shooter, he's just been really instrumental to what they're doing. Asor Thompson, who a lot of you guys are telling me that he's just as good, if not better than Amin Thompson. I think Amin Thompson is better, but I think on defense, this guy has just been great. Adding Beef Stew back to that roster, who I said to you guys already that this long ball is a real thing from him, and adding Jalen Duren, who is a grown-up. Even though he's only 21 years old, Jalen Duren is an adult, and he just looks like the guy that you want on your group to do the things that's necessary in order to win. He's really good at handling the basketball, cleans glass, tough as nails, one of the better finishers around the rim. And this Detroit Pistons team, there's a reason why I thought they were going to be a top 5 seed in the East. I didn't think that they'd be the best team in the Eastern Conference as of right now. I didn't think that they would be that good considering what else was going on in the East. But it looks to me like the East has been wide open, and they look like one of the teams that want to be the best team in the East. Yes, they do. So I like what I'm seeing from Detroit. I do. And it is a long season, Ox. And, things can change. But as of right now, this Detroit team look like they're serious.
Well, Chill, if you remember, excuse me, during the offseason, the Detroit Pistons were one of those teams on my list. We had because there were some guys looking like they're going to be moved. Kevin Durant did actually get moved, but we were talking about the East being wide open. And I was saying if there's a couple teams that I think should be trying to make a move for Kevin Durant or for one of these game-changing type players, because they're right there at the cusp of being a contender. Detroit was my first team on that list. Detroit, I think I even had the Raptors. There was a couple teams. I can't remember exactly, but I do remember having Detroit on that list, right? So they didn't make the move, and they're still here. Mm-hmm. The question I have, Chill, is with the East being wide open, is Detroit a serious contender? Can Detroit win the East in the regular season and in the playoffs?
I'm not sure if they can win the East because I just don't love Cade's inability to score it at a consistent basis around the rim, and then how ice cold he goes with his jump shot. That's the thing that I worry about with him particularly. I think that they do a lot of the other stuff. I think that they get on the glass. I think that they do the dirty work stuff. I think that they do the stuff that's necessary to keep them in games. Last year was a prime example, like Cade, his inability to score at the rim, his inability to consistently make a jump shot to keep defenses honest. I worry about that stuff. Like, because he's their primary ball handler. He will turn the ball over, but he also will get you guys involved in the offense. So Jalen Duren, can he consistently finish around the basket? I do think that they're a serious contender, but to win the East, right? To win the East, I think it's going to take a lot more. I'm not sure about, what Toby does, and I got to see more Ox before I solidify Ox. These dudes are serious. I got to see more first. I'm not there yet. Nope, I'm not there yet.
I gotta assume that they're only gonna get better. Jaden and Tobias, when they get back, I gotta assume they're only gonna get better. I could see him being number 1 seed in the East when the playoffs come around. I don't know about winning the East in the playoffs. I just don't know about it. But I can see them continuing to be good, and I continue as obviously, just barring injuries. I'm assuming, let's just go with the assumption that everybody's healthy, right? I think this Detroit Pistons team has it figured out, and I think the physicality from Jalen Duren and Beef Stew is a lot to handle for some of these other teams. So, yeah, man, I don't know, but I'm here to watch it, and shout out to Detroit. Let's get back to the lobby. We got Classic. Let's see what Classic got for us today. What's up, Classic?
What up?
Yo, what up, guys? Yo, can y'all hear me?
What's going on, brother? Yep, you
Yeah,
hot.
we got you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I like what the Pistons are doing, man, and I like bigs like Jalen Duren, guys that like the bigs that don't shoot, but they're really strong, athletic, and can crash the glass and also finish in the interior. So I like seeing that. And I think that can go a long way in the playoffs because I think last year offensive rebounding was critical in the playoffs. I think the Knicks dominated the Celtics because of what Mitchell Robinson was doing. I know Houston, they didn't get past the first round, but I think they're getting better. And I thought they were going to be bad this year, but I mean, because they got guys that can offensive rebound, I think that's a huge reason why they're still good and even better with Kevin Durant. So I'm excited to see what the Pistons are going to do in the playoffs. And I actually think we're going to get like a Pistons-Knicks Eastern Conference Finals.
I ain't even looking that far down. See, that's the thing, man. I'm not looking past what we're doing right now. Like, the playoffs is in 8 months. We don't know what this Detroit Pistons team gonna look like in 8 months. I want to deal with right now what this Detroit Pistons team is doing. Like 8 months from now, they might not have the same guys. They might look to make a trade. They might look for guys who fall off. What is this? What makes this Detroit Pistons team good right now? And can they keep this up? That's my $1 million question.
Yeah, I say that they're young, and like I said, they got a great big who can dominate the game. So I mean, if they do make a move, I mean, I can see them trading like a Tobias Harris, but the young guys they have, I would definitely keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then real quick though, man, that Spurs game last night, man, I just don't see how y'all can talk about Fox like that, man. I don't think he makes the Spurs better. I was disappointed seeing that game, seeing him take all those shots in the fourth quarter. And then, Ox, I know you said I don't play basketball, so you know way more about this than me. But I've seen Wemby do some weird stuff this year. So you telling me he can't do something? It's just kind of crazy to me when I've seen him do stuff that I never thought was humanly possible.
He's not strong. He's just not. You can't throw a lob to a guy who's actively getting pushed out of the box. Like he's contact on him, and Wemby's not strong enough to like create the space and then jump. It doesn't matter who you are. You just can't jump like that. And so I don't understand how y'all think that you can just throw a lob like that.
See what you're talking about? To see De'Aaron Fox take that shot when Wemby's in the paint like that with Draymond on him.
He's not in. That's what I'm saying. He's on the opposite side of the block. Draymond Green is essentially boxing him out. How can you jump like that?
On the other side of the floor, by the way,
right.
On the other side of the floor, not in front of the rim.
This isn't the same. Hold on, Classic. This isn't the same thing as what happened in that out of bounds play when Draymond Green was chest to chest or chest to belly button with him and was holding his hand up like that. You can jump in that instance, but if somebody has their back to you, pretty much has their butt in your knees and is boxing you out, you cannot jump like that. So if you were to say that you would rather see him try to throw that a pass where Wemby isn't even going to be able to get up than a semi-contested pull-up mid-range jump shot that De'Aaron Fox shoots, that just doesn't make sense. But that's your opinion, and I respect it. I just think that I just don't think you can. It's not that I don't think. It's that I know you can't throw that pass because Wemby can't even get to it. Just physically, you can't do that, bro.
Can't get there.
Yeah, I think that's the fan in you talking because you're a fan of Fox. I just don't know how
the fan in me talking. This has nothing to do with De'Aaron Fox. I don't care who it is. That could be Jalen. That could be Jalen Brunson. That could be Jalen Brunson. It could be anybody. You can't jump like that. Classic.
No,
this has nothing to do with who's making the pass. It's about the fact that nobody can jump when you're boxing out their knees. You can't jump like that. So I'm fine with y'all feeling like the ball should go to Wemby. I think the ball should go to Wemby too. But that's on coach to draw up a play to where he's in the position to get the ball. If he's standing on the opposite side of the court, getting boxed out by Draymond Green, clearly coach wanted De'Aaron to shoot that ball. That was clearly the play that they wanted. So this has nothing to do with me. It's more about the fact that y'all are talking about some shit that's not possible. Like, it's just not possible.
What's happened, Ox, is Wemby has now got Classic thinking that he could do anything. That's where we are now. He's now got Classic thinking kind of like what Bo Jackson was in the 80s, where I see Bo Jackson doing what he's doing on the football field. I see Bo Jackson doing what he's doing on the baseball field and the football field, and I'm like, yo, this dude could do anything. No, he can't. No, there's some things that are physically impossible. And to Ox's point, he's on the weak side of the floor. By the way, he's got a brick house in Draymond Green in front of him. It's not like he's got a small dude in front of him. He's got a brick house that's 6'7", that's 235, 240 pounds at his knees. I can't get off the floor. I can't. That's just not going to work.
And Chill, you're right. He do have me feeling like that. But my point with Ox is like, in a dunk contest, when you see a guy try to do a crazy dunk and he missed, but you still like, damn, he even tried that. I still wanted to see him try that alley-oop, even if it was physically impossible, just so I could see with my own eyes, yes, this is physically impossible.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's the effect that Wemby has, though, Ox.
But I'm talking like a fan. That's ridiculous, Classic.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's the effect.
This isn't a dunk contest, bro. They were trying to win the game. I feel you. Like, I want the ball to go to Wemby as much as possible, especially if he's going to be big and get down there and dunk on people. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not the coach. That's what Coach drew up. So you got to take it up with him, dog.
I also think we're in a space where he just said that De'Aaron Fox is not that good. I mean, he went up against Curry last night. So, of course, it's going to look different going up against Curry as opposed to going up against Josh Giddey, right? Or going up against LaMelo Ball or somebody like that. It's going to look way different. I just think that that's so unfair that when you go up against somebody that I'm not that good, now I can't help this team. I suck. We got to get him off the crew. Because let's be clear about one thing, Classic, because I'm sick of this shit. Because Steph Curry, he would have ate Dylan Harper lunch last night too. Let's be honest. And Dylan Harper wouldn't have been able to even make that read as a rookie. So what you dudes do is you get wrapped up in the moment and you forget about who these guys are and completely forget to separate who they are to other guys. No, he ain't Steph Curry good. No, he's not Luka good. He's not that good. But I'll be damned if I don't think that he can't help this San Antonio team make a really good push in the regular season and be damn good. Get the hell out of here.
Throughout the whole game, Chill, and Penn was trying to find it in the game and wasn't able to because De'Aaron Fox was creating a lot of advantages for his teammates last night. I mean, he was finding guys open, driving, drawing the defense, kicking to open shooters, getting shots. I mean, he got those 10 assists that way. But I don't combat y'all that that was a pretty rough last few minutes of the fourth quarter offensively for De'Aaron Fox. I don't combat y'all on that. I was last night saying it. I said he was going to get crucified for this, and he deserves it. But the reason he deserves it is because De'Aaron Fox, he can handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a big deal. Like, this is basketball. That shit's gonna happen, especially when you're playing against the Warriors. Like, to me, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a big deal that they lost, but Fox definitely could have had a better end of the game, 100%. Yeah. So I don't combat you on that, Classic. I want to be clear about that. That was a terrible foul on Steph Curry. There were a couple of shots that he shot that I'm like, yo, you should have knocked that down or moved the ball a couple times, 100%. That last play in particular, though, I'm not mad at it. That's what Coach wanted, and he couldn't have threw that lob to Wemby. That's all I'm pushing back on. The rest of the fourth quarter, those last 4 minutes, I'm with y'all on that, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna see how it go, man. I mean, I seen how good they started the season. I just don't want nothing to come in and ruin that. I mean, kind of like what Amari Stoudemire said before Carmelo got there. Whenever you have another star coming into the lineup, it kind of just it makes things different. So I just know when I first saw the Spurs this year, I was like, man, this is crazy. Like the timeline is sped up. So I just hope that maybe they can figure it out. But it's gonna be a good season. We're gonna find out. I appreciate you guys having me,
brother. Absolutely.
All right, Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Well, time is running down, so I'm gonna get you up here, Lee Mack. What you got for us?
What's up, brother?
Shout out to Ron. My name is Lee Mack. So if you're gonna pull me up, don't call me that guy. Call me Lee Mack.
No. Get it correct. Get it correct. It's Lee Mack. Absolutely, we got it.
Also, I was thinking what Ox said about that Curry was the most dangerous player in the game. Do you think there's a distinction between the most dangerous and the best player of all time, most dangerous player of all time, and what would those distinctions be?
So, I'll leave that to Ox.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, 100%. I don't think Steph Curry is the best player of all time. I just think he's the most dangerous. I think he can.
That's what I'm saying. There's a difference, there's a discrepancy between the two. I was just wondering what the two might be.
Right. So just because Steph Curry has the most he has the biggest gun. You know what I mean? He has the biggest gun. He might not be the best soldier, but he has the biggest gun. And at any time, he could change the game on you. He could flip the game upside down. There was a time, if y'all remember, where if you weren't up on the Warriors by about 10 points going into the fourth quarter, you lost.
You were gonna lose.
You know what I mean? There was a time. There was a time for that. So that's my distinction, man. He just has the biggest gun, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Seattle jersey.
And you can't combat it neither, Lee, on top of it. Like it's a weapon that, you can't combat. Like we can combat other things. That you can't really combat that. Like there's no defense.
Stop it, yeah. It's kind of like Shaq when he was on a roll and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's no defense for that.
Seattle jerseys are really good for cleaning things. They're good for cleaning.
Yes, they are. 100%. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Before I run off, I got a couple of vinyls. I got this guy.
Bruce Springsteen, The River. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. That's what's up. Leon Bridges.
Come home. I gotta grab those.
He's got like a Sam Cooke vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Check him out.
Lee Mack, good to talk to you, brother. We know where to find you at. Absolutely.
All right, Lee Mack.
Who we got next, Ox?
That's everybody for the lobby. A couple guys left after I said that. Time's running down because they don't like to be rushed. But that's okay though. Let's blow through these super chats real quick and we'll get out of here, y'all. Let's see. We got the Baller Shot Caller 1999. What's up, y'all? What's up? How y'all doing today? Do y'all think the Pacers are cursed?
They was just in the NBA championship last year. What the hell? They were literally just in the NBA championship. And they was in the Eastern Conference Championship the year before that. They were making progress. No, they ain't cursed. They just had some bad luck. That's all. No, not at all. They got a really good point guard in Tyrese Halliburton. They are going to get a really good draft pick and basically show up their front line and see if they can get another stretch big. But no, they ain't cursed. No, this is a gap year for them. I think they'll be back next year. I do.
Kendrick Jenkins. I need a whole series of Spurs Warriors.
Actually, Kendrick, no, you don't. You know what you need? The only reason why you want the Spurs Warriors so you can see Steph going for 40. That's really what you want. You don't want the Spurs and the Warriors. You want to see Steph Curry going for 40 every night because he cooking them. Let's be clear about that. He giving them all hell, and I can understand that. So you really don't want a Spurs You really don't want a Spurs Warriors series. You just want to see Steph light fire to anybody and anybody ass. And it just so happened to be the Spurs. That's really what you want. And I'm cool with that.
I wouldn't mind the Spurs Warriors series. And hey, we might get one, y'all. Hang on tight.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Espinoza. Good morning, fellas. Ox and Chill. If y'all were the GM of the Spurs, would you make a trade at the deadline or stand pat and let them gain more chemistry with one another and go from there?
I'm sticking with what we got. I think we on to something with this group. I am. And Ox, you said it to me a couple of days ago about playing poker. Like, you dudes fold up hands quicker. You dudes fold quick. You dudes fold quicker than laundry. Nah, man. I'm sticking with this group. I think we on to something. I do. I think we on to something with this group. So let's stick with them and see what we can get.
Yeah, I really like this team they got going on over there. Randy Ballin 4902. If the Clips and Mavs maintain their current course, can you see Ty Lue and J Kidd getting fired? Great show.
Well, Jason Kidd just signed an extension this summer, so he ain't going nowhere. So let's kill that logic right now. And Ty Lue, I mean, it's been 6 years. And we got a Western Conference Finals appearance. I mean, they've been in the playoffs every year. I don't know if both of them get fired. No, I don't see if both of them get fired. One of them maybe.
I'll be honest. Sac didn't start winning until they took the ball out of Fox's hands and played through Sabonis.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they took the ball out of Fox's hands. I think that Sabonis and him, maybe if Wemby was as good of a facilitator as DeMontis, they'd look better. Did y'all ever think about that?
And I ain't buying that logic either, because they didn't take the ball out of Fox's hands. Sabonis, they ran the offense through Sabonis. Fox was still the primary ball handler. He still did that. That still was going on.
Yeah. Definitely. You got to watch the game, y'all. But I'm curious to know, if Wemby was as good as facilitating the game as DeMontis, maybe they would be better. Why don't y'all think about that?
Correct.
That's just too much to put on Wemby, I know. Average Joe. It's not even about the lob. At this point, I'm living and dying with the decisions of Wemby. Make or miss, I'm living with the decisions of Wemby. Yeah, man, that's a coaching situation. That's a coach. It was obvious that that's what coach wanted. If you watch that last play, it's clear that was the play that drew up. And I mean, De'Aaron makes that shot, y'all. So
it was a quick hit too, Ox. To your point, it was a quick hit. Like if he was open, you don't think De'Aaron Fox would have got him the ball? Because he had just seen him previous trips where Wemby was wide open at the rim and he got him the ball. So I think it was a quick decision. If he ain't open, shoot the ball.
Yeah.
If he's open,
get
it to him.
In their defense, though, if De'Aaron Fox wants to be looked at and talked about as that top-notch point guard, he can't have a fourth quarter end of a game like that. Those last 2 minutes, that can't happen. So
nope, it can't. That was bad. I won't argue that point, Ox. That was bad, and that's what makes these guys great. They bounce back. They don't just stay right where they are. Like this ain't Fox for the rest of the season. He'll be back. Yep, he'll definitely be back. Like Sheesh Main said, Fox is trash. Compared to who is he trash, Sheesh? Like compared to Curry,
nobody, he's trash.
Like
he's not trash.
Like compared to Curry, is he trash, or who is he trash against? Curry? Give me a break, man.
Yeah, but maybe y'all need to start watching more basketball, and you would know how good De'Aaron Fox is. But keep watching, and you'll see. But we're out of here, so we'll catch y'all on Monday on the panel. Chill.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Good to see you guys. You know where to find me and the big fella. We on the panel on Monday, every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. on the West, 8 a.m. on the West, 11 on the East. So you know where to find us. If we're not there, you can find us on Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, and right here, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific on Saturday. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. If you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, my big fella will make sure that you get home. He'll make sure of that. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys today. This was dope.
All right, y'all. And also, make sure tomorrow that you get here early early, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern to watch the press box if you want to get some really good football talk. Hopefully Ron won't be there because then the level of football talk drops dramatically. But y'all get there, and then also we will not be doing playback tomorrow is what I've heard. But y'all keep your eyes open. Maybe things will change. But anyways, we'll see y'all on Monday, and never, ever, 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 ever drink and drive, y'all. We'll catch y'all soon. Peace.
Later. Good to see you.